Hello and welcome to our beginner Korean lesson 1. Today we're going to be starting with first 10 words and two simple grammar points. Let's dive right in. For our part 1, we're going to be focusing on our vocabulary words, which are basically 10 for this first lesson. Now all you have to do is learn these words first. Do not worry about grammar yet until you're done learning the words. Now our first word is na, which simply means I or me, depending on the context it is used in. A second one is no, and this means you. The third one is chingu, and this simply means friend. The fourth one is hakyo, and that is school. And the fifth one is ship, which is house. It can also be for home. I'm going home. Like chibekayo. Technically, shibekayo actually means are you going home? Yeah. So moving on to our next 5 words. The sixth one is check, which means books. The seventh one is omak. It means music. Then the other one is kada, and then we have boda and we have sada. This simply means to go, to see, and to buy. Now, something that should be taken note of here is the fact that Kada, Buddha, and Sada are action doing words, that is, they are verbs. So their base form is usually ending with the da base form. But when it is used in a sentence and it becomes the ending of the sentence, the base form is changed to something else. That is something we'll learn later on as we continue with our lessons. All right, let's move on to our part 2, which is our grammar point 1, unknown topic marker. This grammar shows the topic of the sentence. It tells us what we are talking about. We use un after a consonant and nun after a vowel. Now, something that you should know as a beginner is that this unknown topic marker is actually known as the subject marker, but I wanted to break this down and make it simpler for beginners, and that is why I am just classifying it as a topic marker in a sentence. But as time goes on, we'll dive deeper into subject markers, which also have ika as a subject marker along with the unknown. But for now, just know that unknown is a topic marker, like it relays the topic of a sentence, that this is what we are talking about in the sentence. Now let's move on to the examples. For the examples, we're going to be using some of the words we've already learned in today's vocabulary learning session. And the first word is na, which means I, and that is nanon. Like you are the topic of the sentence you're trying to make. So nanon. Like I said before, un is for consonant and nun is for vowel. The next word is no, nono, that is you. And the other one is chingu, chingunun, that is friend. If we were to go deeper into what these words actually mean, nano means as for me, then nono means as for you. You do not need to translate the unknown topic marker. It just marks the topic. This is just something that it tells the listener that you are marking the topic, that this is the topic of the sentence you are trying to make. So you don't have to transcribe it. There's no actual translation for unknown. For our part 3, we're going to grammar point 2, which is ayo and oya. This is the present tense of verb conjugation. This makes verbs into present tense. Like I said earlier in the video, I said kada, boda, and sada are base forms. But when you remove da, you have to add ayo and oyo to make it into a present tense. Of course, when you're making a verb into a past tense, a future tense, or a present progressive verb, it has different ways, different grammar points for that. But today we're just going to be focusing on the present tense conjugation. Using the words we learned today, we're going to be making them into a present tense, which is kada, boda, and sada. So what you have to do is remove da at the ending, and it becomes kayo, kwayo, and sayo. Now the verbs is usable in a sentence because the base verb, the da, has been removed. Without the da being removed, you can't use it in a spoken sentence. Also, it is worthy to note that for present tense verb conjugation, there are a lot of rules. As you can see for Boda, Another alphabet is added, it becomes prior instead of boyo. So it becomes prior because of a rule that exists. But we have to go deeper into that in later lessons and not in this lesson. Like I said, this is like beginner, just to make it really simple for you. And now we've come to the most interesting part of our lesson, the part for which is making your first sentences structure. It is one thing to learn the vocabulary and the grammar points, and the next thing is to actually mix the vocabulary you've learned and the grammar points to make short sentences. So that is what we are going to do right now. So the first grammar point we're going to be using to make our sentence is the topic plus unknown plus verb grammar point. Example one is Nano Kyle. This simply means I go. A very short and simple sentence. Nano Kyle. Example two is Nono Pio. Nono Pio means you see. Na is I and no is you. So obviously it is Nono Pio. Then if you want to say I see, it will be Nano Pio. That is I see. Example three is Nano Sayo. That is I buy. Then if you want to say you buy, you say Nonu Sayo. That is you buy. Example 4 is Chingunun Kayo. Chingunun Kayo. That is my friend goes. Friend goes. Example 5 is Nonu Sayo. I already said this. This is you buy. As you can see, all sentences we have made have been made with the words you already learnt and with the grammar structures, and they've been very short and simple. So now all you have to do is practice with the vocabularies that are in this video and use what you have learned. And before you see, you'll be able to make short, simple sentences like nanopile and nano Kyle. And this is the end of our lesson for today. See you in the next lesson. Bye bye.